Hello and welcome to episode 27 of the Avonlea Chronicles and Knitting Podcast. My name is Martha and I'm here to talk about all things knitting and crafting. It's Advent season and I have just done my Jackie Lawson Advent calendar for today on my computer. It's so much fun. This year it's like the little miniature Christmas villages, and so every day we get a new addition to our Christmas village, and then inside our little cottage we have like a built-in shelf, and so every day the new building or shop or whatever part of the village gets put on the shelf. So we have a cafe, a carriage house, sleigh shed, like toboggan chalet, a toy store. Today we got a church. So that's been so much fun. I've been loving that. And my mom did an Advent basket. So today is like a children's book all about snow. So every day my mom gives us something to open. So I did that. And I already got my yarn advent and opened the entire thing so I could design my pattern and release it, which I did. So if you're looking for an advent pattern for a yarn advent, you can go find at Anne's Advent Shawl on Ravelry, and it's there. It's on sale right now. The only thing missing from the pattern is the dimensions and color pictures once it's blocked, but I haven't even finished mine. It's a very simple 18-row repeat with little flowers. It uses a 24 mini skein of fingering weight advent, and I have not used the full mini skeins. And actually my scale ran out of batteries, so I don't know the weight that I have left. I have to pull out my other kitchen scale to weigh what I have left, but I didn't use the full mini skeins, so you'll have enough for another project. I'm thinking that once mine is done, I'm just waiting to make sure I don't want to add any more rows at the end of the 24 days, but I'm thinking I might crochet granny squares with the rest of mine and make a blanket, but I'm not like set on that yet. We'll see. But I can't show it to you because Advent isn't over, but I'm having a great time knitting up my Advent and also watching other people open their yarn Advents. So that's what I've been doing. I've also been reading some really good books. So I read a lot of books. I love physical books, but I also do a lot of reading on my phone with audiobooks for book club because I don't necessarily want to buy the books. But a friend of mine, one of my choir mates, told me about this book called Here One Moment. And it's about this lady on a flight, a domestic flight in Australia, that starts telling people their age and cause of death. So, like, she tells one woman who was newly married that, I'm trying to think of how to say it without it getting flagged, but that her life might end from her partner. Or there's one that's like a child might drown. And so then these people, they hear this on the flight and then they get off the flight and they the one family enrolls their kids in swimming lessons. And this other woman, she tries to figure out what's going on with her husband. So it's really interesting. I'm about to lose my borrowing time on Libby on it, but I've already requested it again. So the nice thing about Libby when you have an audiobook is if you lose your hold before before you finish the book, when you get it back, it has kept your place. So you just start where you left off, which is super great. And then I've been reading Summers with Miss Elizabeth by Lori Knowles. Now this is my Kobo Touch, which is like years and years old. I think I got this from someone on Kijiji when I was in university, and it was still like, it was brand new from this person. But this does not connect to Libby, so while I could be getting books for book club on Libby or other books, I can't get these from Libby onto this. So with my tutoring money, I decided it was time to upgrade. So I went for the Kobo Libra color and got the stylus and a clear case, and I just decorated mine. I just put stickers, not on, I didn't peel and stick the stickers. I just stuck the stickers in the clear case and put my Kobo in. But I love this, and I got this one because you can connect it to Google Drive and put like PDFs into a special Kobo folder on your Google Drive, and then they go on to here. So like I saw a picture on Kobo's Instagram of somebody that had their crochet pattern on here. So I thought that was cool. There's note-taking abilities, and you can get books on Libby, and you can read your ebooks. So I've been plowing through Summers with Miss Elizabeth. I also have like a few like fun, like Christmassy, trashy romances. I don't know. Little like love stories, just easy reads that were like 99 cents. Just for something to like cleanse the palate after a more difficult book. So I have been loving this. The stylus magnetizes to the front and also to the side. And the screen auto rotates, so you can have it this way, or you can flip the buttons so they're on the other side. Anyway, it was a great investment. And since I have my crochet pouches done, it fits perfectly in this mini one that I created. So all three of my zippered pouches are finished now, and they turned out so good. This big one, it's so great. I love the rainbow effect that I did with the lining. But yeah, so these are the Comfort pouches by HG Designs Crochet. I did them in Hayfield's Bonus DK acrylic yarn. It's super affordable and also really nice quality acrylic. It's not to say you can't use nice yarn. You totally could, but like this I'm throwing in my backpack. It's super padded because of the lining. So it's keeping my Kobo protected. But like I'm throwing this in my backpack, taking it to school. I often keep a book with me because many classes do drop everything and read for 20 minutes. We call it deer time, drop everything and read. So I model that by having a book, or I take my e-reader. Kids read on their Chromebooks at school if they have Chromebooks, because my school board has Sora, which is a digital library. So like I can read on my Kobo. So yeah, and then I haven't really decided how I'm going to use these ones, but I had someone ask me if I could make them one of these, and at first I said no. But then I looked at the granny squares that I had left over, and I only had to make 9, and alter 5 because I was using the light purple as the join color. So I had 5 where the round 2 was the light purple, so I took it off. I only had 2 left with a purple middle, so that was fine. I was leaving that because this is a big project. But I have my 2 panels done. I whipped this up yesterday. I had the grannies, like I made the 9 granny squares, and then I put them all together yesterday. I had what I had left over, my 31 granny squares, already laid out in the 2 panels, spreading out the colors as much as possible. So it really, this is why I was able to whip it up so quick, these panels, because I had done part of the work already. So now I just have to weave in all the ends and then work on the lining and then put it together. So it's not something I normally do, but because I had most of the granny squares done, I said I could do it. So yeah, I'm going to try and whip that up quickly so I can get on to other things, go back to my Advent, go back to, oh, my little rainbow shawl. I had thought I might have the pattern ready for, the holiday season so that you could take something easy on the go with you, but I forgot about my, seasonal collection, and I have a pattern releasing on the 21st of December that will finish off my 4 seasons collection. And this is the Muskoka Pine headband and matching scarf. I found this cute little tree lace pattern, which is super easy to knit, and I just made it into a headband and scarf, which actually is super cute. I did some photos last week. I might retake them, but it turned out so good. This is made with Cascade 220. It's a super affordable wool, and I had 3 skeins and I didn't use all 3 of them. So the headband takes nothing. And then the scarf you can make as long or as short as you want. I did 3 wide, so it's a nice wider scarf, which seemed to be in right now. Big chunky scarves seem to be in. This isn't super chunky, but it is a nice wide scarf. So that pattern will be releasing just before Christmas. So that's why I decided to hold off on my shawl pattern until the new year. And then my Advent pattern, I released it. So there's 2 releases in December. And then I will have some more in January. I have 1 pattern that all I need to do is sit down and edit it. I've had it made for a couple of years, but I need to sit down and edit it and then have my mom read it and make a little swatch. So, hey mom, you know what's coming sometime. When I looked back at the pattern, I'm like, oh, I don't understand what I've written, so I have to go back and rewrite it, because if I'm not fully understanding it, then nobody else will. So that's a Christmas break project, but that's what I've got coming out this month. And then I have some other little projects on the go. Ooh, I finished, and I can show you this because Hohi released the picture of it. I finished Hohi's MCal I just blocked this yesterday. I blocked it early afternoon, and by the time I went to bed, it was dry. So I took it off of the blocking mats, and I like to, when I block my stuff, I like to hang it on a chair. Once it's dry, after I've taken it off the mats, sometimes it can be like a little, I want to say like stiff, just because it's been like lying out, pinned out aggressively on the floor. So I like to hang stuff over the back of a kitchen chair for a day or two, just to let it drape and fall naturally. So yes, the bottom edge is not supposed to be scalloped, but like if I were to pin it out meticulously, it'd take me too long. I don't have blocking pin, like I just use sewing pins to block my stuff. So it turned out really great, and it's super cute. So that was a lovely pattern. It's super easy. Pretty much the clues repeat every week. And if you needed a quick project, one skein, I'd recommend this because you could easily knit it in a week. So that is one thing finished. And then I'm just working on my other projects. I'm doing now I've thrown them all on the floor. Let me get it. I'm making this size in 2 shades of purple. I'm just looking for my one granny square. So I'm doing it in these 2 shades of purple, which are the colors of my logo. So they'll be like this. So this one will have a light purple third round. This one will have a dark purple third round. And I will join them together. So it will be a checkerboard, but this size fits my notebook. And I've already made a pencil case, and I've done 1 piece of lining. So I've had to put it all in here and move around my project bags. But that's the next thing. Honestly, I think if I just sat down and worked on it for a couple of nights, I would get it finished. Because they are quite, that size is 3x4 granny squares. It is quite quick to knit up, to crochet. And I already have half of the granny squares made for one side. So I'm working on that, and I'm working on my 2 shawls, and I'll share this, and then I have one more project, and then that's really it because I can't show you my advent right now. My photographer got back to me, and I think she got sick, so my photos have been taking a bit longer to come back, but she gave me a sneak peek of one, and my dad got it printed because he got some Black Friday deals. But look at this. This is my Wrapped in Love shawl. It's my most downloaded shawl. It has 319 downloads on Ravelry, and I don't remember how many on Lovecrafts, but it's like well over 370 downloads now across my platforms. I love this. It's now the background photo on my phone, and I have to get a frame for this, but I know exactly where I'm going to hang it. But this was just so special to get this photo back. Now I can't wait to see what the rest of the photos look like. I'm super excited, but I'm loving that I got one of my photos. So that was very exciting because I have never had a profesh photo shoot done before, so I don't know, like, I don't really know what to expect, but I really liked working with this photographer. So I can totally see us working together in the future. So yeah, that was exciting. And then I got asked if I would make another item for the classroom. So 2 years ago, 2023-24 school year, I made 5 strands of bunting. Bunting is the little triangles or little like flags that you hang up. They look, oh, you can't really see it. See how there's like part of a triangle on the bottom of this green felt with my Anne of Green Gables pins? It's one of those, like, it's straight down, but it's got the point on the bottom. So there's that, or triangles that you hang as bunting. So I bought the like cakes of yarn that were like rainbow colors. One of them was a gradient of blue, and then the other 3 were rainbows. There was a pastel rainbow with glitter, a regular colored rainbow. Oh, and I think there was the blue gradient, and then there was like a pastel pinky blue teal gradient. So I did that, and then I ended up, because that year I had made them and the kids were watching me make them throughout the year, I made each of the kids a little triangle that I strung on a piece of twine for them. And then last year, 24-25 school year, I made 3 pumpkins, 1 snowman, and 2 bunnies. So the other week, my friend was like, you know what I thought of that we should knit? And by we, that was me. She's like, I thought of something, but then I can't remember. And so I'm like, I've been waiting to hear what she wanted me to knit. So she finally thought of it, and she said, a gingerbread man. So I went on to Ravelry, and as soon as she told me, I was like eating dinner, had my computer in front of me. So the other night when she said, I remember it was a gingerbread man, I was on Ravelry, and like a minute later, I was like this? So she said, this is perfect. Free pattern on Ravelry, gingerbread boy. It is knit in worsted weight in all one piece. So that night I was already going out. So I said, I'm going to go out. And I got this Bernat Premium, $6 at Walmart, Canadian. This is the color Caramel. This was the only gingerbread-ish color. I mean, like, it matches kind of the one in the middle. They've got a real blondie gingerbread boy and then a darker one. But this was the only gingerbread-ish shade I could find. So I got this, and then I found the French version, or one of the French versions that I saw used in the classroom a year or so ago. And she wants it to look like the gingerbread man, you know, whatever's most popular in terms of like decoration. So the one from the story that she uses has the white icing lines at the wrists and the ankles, and then 3 buttons and blue eyes and a pink smiley face. So I didn't even know what this was called. But it's called, I had to like Google it. I was like looking up all these different things, like wavy trim. Apparently it's called rickrack. So I went back to Walmart a day or so later and got white rickrack. This is $2. And that's all I'm spending on this, because I have the needles and I have stuffing my dad we put weights in the bottom of the snowman so it could stand. So I think I'm going to put weights in the bottom of this so it can stand. So my dad will have the weights. And then I'm going to use colors from my bonus DK. Like I have lots of little scraps that are like not just like a couple inches from stuff being woven in, but it's like, you know, a couple of feet. So I'm going to use scraps left over to decorate. So that's on my list of things to knit. And then I got to thinking, well, a gingerbread man would be fun, but so would the Three Little Pigs. Also a story that is used in my friend's classroom. We'll see if I get to the Three Little Pigs, but I'm definitely making a gingerbread man over the Christmas break. I just need to get through some of these other little projects first, but I'm really excited. And the snowman has really had an impact. One of the girls that I tutor, she has been talking to me about the snowman for a couple of weeks now. She wants the snowman to come back. She's waiting. She's also like, she said to me, I know it's you. So last year, what I did with the snowman was the snowman came after Christmas and came with a mailbox, and it got the kids into letter writing. So they wrote a letter to the snowman and the snowman wrote back. So she got really into it. Now, at one point she said to me last year, she said, I know it's you. I know you're the snowman. But that didn't stop her from writing. And actually last week at tutoring, she said, I already have a letter for the snowman. And I said, okay, well, you like whenever it's finished, you can give it to me and I'll make sure the snowman gets it. So she's going to be thrilled on Thursday at tutoring because the snowman is coming, snow and all. I'm bringing a hot cocoa and a Christmas present. So the rest of the kids will be gone, so they won't see that because the snowman hasn't actually come to grade 2 this year yet. He'll come after Christmas. But for my little girls that I tutor, the snowman is coming before Christmas for their last day of tutoring before the break. So that is fun. And then I can't wait to like make the gingerbread man. And yeah, I have so much fun making these little toys. So I'm really excited to get working on that. And yeah, that's all the projects that I am working on. I will probably not podcast again until after Christmas, only because the next weekend I'm not super busy, but the weekend after, which is 2 weeks away when I would normally podcast, is the weekend, like it's Christmas weekend. It's the weekend of the 21st and I have a lot going on. So I probably won't podcast until maybe I'll do a Boxing Day podcast. So that's what I'm working on. I'll be able to show you my Advent next time, which I am so excited about. I've been loving looking at the lineup of the yarn behind me. There's one color that as soon as I opened it, I said, oh my gosh, that's Marilla's amethyst brooch. I think what I'm working with right now is a pink. So it reminds me of the raspberry cordial. And yeah, I'm super excited for you to see the yarn. I've left the design super simple so that the yarn can speak for itself. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. Happy holidays, and I will see you for probably a Boxing Day special podcast in a couple of weeks.